Mr. Poortman, welcome to Mostar and welcome to our program.
Thank you.
Mr. Poortman, how does it feel to be in Mostar again after so many years? And how do you see Mostar today?
Well, it's obviously, I'm very happy to be back. It gave me a good reason to come back to Mostar and see what it looks like after so many years. In the first instance, I'm happy to see that there is peace, that there is development, that the bridge is in good shape. It looks beautifully. Unfortunately, I had to miss the official opening, but I'd heard a lot about it, and again, sort of see how well it was designed and how much commitment there was put into putting the bridge together. And it was good to see old friends, friends that both on the Bosnian side and some of the other people who were here for the presentations. Yeah. At the same time, I think we have to be realistic. I think Mostar has, by the looks of it, recovered. Obviously, a lot of buildings have changed. There seems to be development. But I do see and I hear that Mostar still needs to create jobs. There's still not the opportunities for people to be employed, not in the numbers that we would have liked to see. So the work is not done. I mean, to me the bridge was important in terms of a reconciliation process, but the bridge was a path towards establishing in harmony and creating peace that is there, but perhaps not enough to bring the investors to create the economic opportunities that we were looking for. So that will go on, and I'm confident that the base is solid, but more needs to be done, and I would hope that that can take place in the coming years.
What does the Mostar Peace Connection Award means to you?
Oh, it means a lot to me personally. I have always been very proud of the work that we, the World Bank, did in Bosnia and Herzegovina. After that assignment, I went on to other work in the Balkans and subsequently in the Middle East. A lot of war and peace efforts there as well. But I think the Mostar project, as I said yesterday, was a very special project. It was one of the first of its kind, at least for the World Bank. And it has, as I said, it has created results, perhaps not all the results that we were looking for. And for me personally, I was trying to say that yesterday, rather emotional. It wasn't easy to put this project together. At that point in time, the three peoples were not necessarily working with each other very well, and it took some time to have this common agreement to move forward with the bridge, and then to see it actually happen. No, it's quite emotional. Yeah.
What does this project meant for World Bank? You said that there was a lot of resistance within the World Bank to implement this.
Yeah, a lot of resistance. It was something new. It was not what the World Bank does. The World Bank builds roads and bridges and schools and what have you. But cultural heritage, as this was called, is something quite new. And so we needed to do a lot of work within the World Bank to get people to understand and appreciate that the bridge project was creating a base on which economic development could really take place. And as I said yesterday, I think it was very much due to the support at the highest level in the World Bank, the President, Mr. James Wolfenson, who strongly believed in this project, and one of the reasons why it went forward. But it wasn't that easy, no.
How do you look at the fact that the bridge was built with the support of the entire world, and also it was being built even by the two sides who were in the war?
Well, I would be as bold as to say that we in the World Bank would not have gone ahead and taken the lead in building the bridge if we couldn't get the broad support that we wanted. It was always my personal intention to go as widely as possible. I mean, you can't build a reconciliation project if you don't have all the parties with it. That's why it was so important that before we started this project, we had the agreement, as we were referring to last night, of all the parties internally, but also have some of the major players outside come together. There was even a possibility there were one or two big donors who were willing to pay for the whole bridge, and we said no. We wanted more individual contributions. We wanted people to have a stake in the bridge, and that's the way it worked.
When you look at that period from this distance, and if you try to compare it with what we have today, did you succeed in the mission you were advocating for?
Yes and no. I think the bridge is there.
Yeah.
It's a testimony to what we intended to achieve. As you just said yourself, we built up the broad support to do it. I think there's still a lot of work to be done. I haven't been in Mostar long enough, but I've heard enough already to hear and understand that the day-to-day life might be okay, but there's still deep-seated issues. And how can it not be after such a violent war? As I mentioned, we haven't really achieved the economic development that we had intended, but these things can come. I think one of the greatest things that was achieved in this country by the parties themselves was a little bit of help from the outside. There is peace, which is remarkable after so many years. I think that's a very valuable thing to have, and it will in due course be the basis for the further development of this country. But it's come a long way, but we should never be satisfied.
You said also that the reconciliation process is still going on. What needs to be done to bring this process to an end?
I think it's going to be very difficult to say bring it to an end. I think it will take, I think you and the people of this country know best how long it takes to bring people together and how difficult it is that once you have had a split to bring people, it will take generations. I mean, I'm from Western Europe, I'm from the Netherlands. If you look how long it took in Western Europe after the Second World War to have countries collaborate and forget about the war and build peace, it's taken many years, and I'm sure the same will be happening here. But I've seen enough, I think, in terms of progress to have good hopes for the future. But we need to continue to keep, as they say in English, we need to keep our eye on the ball and move this thing forward.
What are the projects you will be involved in the future, in the next year, another years?
For me or for the bank or the World Bank?
The bank and you also.
Well, I'm retired from the World Bank. I do other work. I work on anti-corruption. I'm a member of Transparency International, which, as you know, is a global coalition against corruption, which is a major issue worldwide, and let me say also in this part of the world. Yeah. I haven't kept enough touch with what the World Bank is doing here, but the program is clearly moved from when I was in charge, from something that was much more focused on recovery and reconstruction to further development, education, health, education being critically important for a country like Bosnia-Herzegovina, further developing tourist potential and bringing some industries and private investors to this part of the world. That's the hard part, but I'm sure and I know that the World Bank is strongly committed to what they're doing in Bosnia-Herzegovina, and also with the developing relations with the European Union. I think Bosnia should be in a good position to continue its move forward.
Mr. Poortman, thank you very much for your time for this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.